Welcome to Your Oc Sucks, the weekly podcast where we review and critique the best and the worst fan-created original characters from the My Little Pony fandom. This show is unscripted, unfiltered, so moderate language will be used. As well, this show can be a little heavy on the critique at times. That being said, if you were easily offended, don't watch. If not, feel free to join us for this week's show. This is episode 35 for October 31st, 2014. This week, we are looking at ponies that are scarier than Ebola, zombies, and dumb, ignorant people combined. That's right, kids. This week, we are looking at some scary shit. So grab a bowl of popcorn, don't answer the phone, and try not to remember what you just did last summer during this week's show. My name is Zombified. I'm the host and project manager. I am joined by...
Spooky Sparkle, assistant project manager.
I'm Mummy Bobo, and I'm in charge of gathering questions and viewer interaction.
And I'm Pumpkin Pie, and I guard the punch bowl.
Cool.
Don't want nobody spiking that shit.
No. Fan art this week.
Well, we've got some Halloween stuff, given our theme, which fits pretty nice. Sam Toom did a thing for, like, Smooth and me and Mums and Minnie, and got some interesting heterochromia, like creepy doll with stitched mouth, scary shit going on.
That was a little creepy.
It's pretty fucking scary.
I love how, like, peering over my bandages mine looks. Or a smooth, super, like, big, glowing evil eye.
I'm apparently just possessed.
It's fucking horrifying. That fucking...
But on the cute side of this, I also got another one. I was making a snow mummified.
Yeah.
It's fun.
It's too early for snow, people.
Speaking of mummified and being cute,
What's the moon?
Got a good picture from ATIK, or I'm not sure how to say that, but of their OC holding, like, I don't know, is it just like a mom's doll or something, or you, and they're just
I think
really
it's
big?
supposed to be Chibi Mud.
Chibi? But being all cute, and then well, if I do want to talk about the other picture we got that's sort of about you being cute.
I am not cute. I have facial hair.
Manly.
Man, that's pretty cute.
No, you are wrong. No, Carpet Shark made another lovely. Carpet Shark made another lovely piece of fan art for us, and I absolutely love her art. I just can't get enough. And then we also had a little bit of art from Hippie Cat, who also did our spooky characters from last week, then did a little bit of an extension into the me trying to party with these guys on Halloween, knocking down the door. Come party with me!
Oh no, social interaction!
Ah! Of course, Medi in the background.
The movie's starting, guys!
Then we have talking about jokes from past episodes. We have one of our oldest jokes returning.
I will stab you.
So, like, I love it, but I'm just so angry.
I love
my
this.
God.
This is like
Oh my god, do you get it? The fact that I'm on, like, printer paper and you're on lined paper?
No, nobody got it.
I hope that you
The joke flew right over my head. It is... I am blind to this joke.
This is a great piece. I love it. It's like one of my favorite pieces of fan art. So yeah, I'm a civilized wolf. I'm dead.
Why would you be a civilized wolf?
I don't know what is going on in this
You
piece,
look like
honestly.
a pretty fucking derpy wolf.
No, you see, I poured water on this pony's head.
And then I know Smooth would probably be down for the Nightmare Nights piece, where he's dressed as a Leo Pone.
Except for he's not a Nightmare Night Halloween fan, but he probably liked that.
I'm dressed as Ike. I like it.
Fan art this week was amazing. We love every single one of you, but we have to get into the heart of this week's episode, which is spooky phonies. Let's get into the episode. Rolling the die of fate this week, it rolled a 4, so that means Pumpkin Pie is going to go first.
I heard no rolling.
I rolled it on my mouse.
Ooh, spooky. It's a ghost die.
It's the ghost
Yeah,
die.
ghost die.
The ghost. Oh.
Yeah, that's the twist. Okay, I brought Nightfall, and in the title, the pony, just in case you weren't sure if it was a pony or not. But Nightfall by Ravenpuff here. He's pretty cool. He's kind of got this. Looking at his backstory here, he's kind of got this. So he's kind of going off of this old idea of a spirit that's come back from the dead looking for revenge. He's hunting the blood of the stallion who killed him down to the very last drop. So if you are a descendant of this stallion, an unfortunate descendant who killed this pony, he is a vengeful spirit that has come back from the dead and is trying to soak the earth with this stallion's blood. And
Well, rude.
yeah, I mean, come on. I bet he even interrupts dinner parties. So he's kind of cool. He's like this classic idea of the vengeful spirit, of course, and he can only go out at night. When the day comes, he just turns into a regular scarecrow, which I'm like, well, why don't they just set him on fire? You know what I mean? But he's probably got some kind of curse where it's like the scarecrow can't be destroyed, or maybe he's sneaky and nobody notices him. Like, I don't know, but. The minute I saw this piece, it really caught my eye. It's just the way it's presented. I like how he's kind of covered up. I know there's not really much to see, but I liked that because I was looking through and I saw some ponies that were just blatantly skeletons. It's like, this is a skeleton pony, and I'm like, that's kind of uninventive. Like, it's just a skeleton. Yeah. Anybody could really do that, but this has like this whole like creepy like sort of covering up to it. I don't really know how to explain it, but the red glowing eyes, the little peeking bits of skeleton here so you can tell it's death, and the scythe in the mouth, and it's just a very foreboding and evil piece. It's really cool. So
I would have to agree.
Go ahead, have at it.
I find the scythe a little cliche.
Understandable.
I
mean, it's like, okay, he's going around hunting down all these ponies that are the offspring or descendants of this one person. So it's like, okay, right, so you're just going to use a scythe the whole time? I mean, I get the fact of having unique weapons.
Do you have any suggestions on other gardening tools you would prefer him to use? Perhaps a weed whacker,
a spade.
A weed whacker,
or something.
Or maybe one of those like backpack fucking air blow. Wow, I don't even know what the fuck that's
blower?
called. Yeah, a backpack leaf blower. He could like style their hair while he's at it.
I prefer bush trimmers.
Oh god, that's brutal.
Yeah, except for trying wielding those as a fucking pony.
In defense of the scythe, I think the cliche works. It is cliche, yes, but
it's a cliche for a reason.
Cliche for a reason.
Yeah. But my real question is, where did he get such a luscious mane?
I know, it's beautiful.
It is a fantastic flowing mane
from the devil himself.
Yeah, he stole it off the head of Satan. And he's like, this is mine.
The story actually is that he sold his soul to Satan for a beautiful mane. He's just playing it off as a vengeful spirit because he doesn't want to be embarrassed.
He's at like Ghost High School or something like that, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a vengeful spirit." And they're like, "Where'd you get such a gorgeous mane?"
My uncle gave it to me.
You have an uncle. I do think that the mane looks really cool. It's interesting that there is such a ridiculous, luxurious mane on this pony who is... You could tell they're a skeleton just from the bits and pieces peeking out. But one thing I think is really cool is the fact that they have, like, a pumpkin on their head.
I like how it looks like he has scarecrow arms, except for his one hoof that's, like, being... Like, he's stepping with. Like, I think the rest are supposed to be, like, wooden scarecrow hands and feet. Or hooves.
Yeah.
No, I think they're supposed to be regular hooves.
Down in the story, it says he moves very stiff because he has those wooden legs.
Yeah, they are wooden legs. I knew it!
Correct.
That's what I remember reading. Yes, it's wooden. Oh, it says its wooden parts make it slow and stiff. They kind of look like wooden sticks as those of a scarecrow, so I'm gonna go with that.
It gives them a very, like, I'm just trying to imagine this character walking. Like, he's, like, chasing after this pony. He's like, get back here, you kids!
I also like, in defense of the scythe again, it looks like a gardening scythe and not like the Grim Reaper's metal scythe.
All scythes are meant to be gardening scythes.
No. Have you seen what some scythes look like? They look like they're just used for fucking weapons.
Yeah.
This one...
I've seen them. They all look like that.
This one looks like... This looks like he went out and, like, he was in someone's shed and he was just like, oh, there's a weapon. Chomp. Fucking... I'm ready to fight now.
Modified.
Which, by the way...
I dare you to garden with this scythe.
Garden with this scythe?
Yes.
Obviously, if it was an actual scythe. Like, you're not going to garden with a scythe like that. This literally just looks like a scythe.
Okay, well then, yeah, that's dumb.
And that's like the generic scythe you see on like a pony who's like, oh, I'm a ghost.
I'm death.
But this scythe right here is like a gardening utensil.
It brings a little bit more like realism to it. It brings a little bit more of that
more
scariness.
Realism.
Well,
I do need more realism in my pony show.
well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I'm just...
Well, he's really cool. Not only did he reap my soul, he reaped my heart.
This isn't the Halloween episode. Or, no, wait, this is the Halloween episode. This is the Valentine's Day one.
Oh.
Holidays.
Well, thank you for that one there, Soren. Let's move on to the next OC, which is another 4, 2. So that means Commander.
Oh, dude.
Who?
Commander.
Who?
Oh, sorry. Spooky Sparkle.
There you go.
Nobody cares.
You don't have to be so upset about it, jeez. Oh, Spooky Sparkle.
Maximum
He's
butter.
like, yeah, what the fuck? So, this is Mary Hatchet. That just to let you know, there is some of the Halloween cliche in this OC, but I still like it. So Mary Hatchet is a pony there's a like sort of ghost haunting pony who can be found on a nearby lake in a cabin. The story of her goes basically that she was out at this she was a sort of prankster kind of pony who loved to tell ghost stories and just like mess around with other people and ponies and stuff like that. And one time somebody took a prank too far. She took a prank too far apparently by telling a story about a monster pony and then dressing up like that monster, and then later some of the mayors decided, let's get revenge on her, and they made this makeshift pony that was holding a real hatchet, just like standing there. And one time she woke up in the middle of the night to use the bathroom, was walking, ran into the hatchet, it's stuck in her, she's screaming in pain, runs away, and then I believe she ran into a tree that's like sliced and cut up her eye, and that's why she has the stitches in her eye. And then she was then running and stumbled into the group of boys, or the boys group that was someplace else, and fell, passing out from the pain, and slid her neck on a sharp rock. And then the girls came by at first, they're like, we're so fun. Oh my fucking god! We killed some pony! And so they're like, let's push her in the lake. And so then it's sort of that stereotypical, like, cliche Halloween thing of then Mary comes back to, like take revenge and kill the ponies who, but she doesn't actually, like, go and look for them specifically. She sort of just haunts around there and, like, kills people or ponies or haunts ponies to the point that they kill themselves or get checked into a mental hospital. And She likes dragging them underwater and having them never be seen again.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's what happened to Lobelia.
But yeah, if there's really quickly, I like a lot of the things with Dissociate. The one thing I just don't get is the whole tail mouth thing. I don't get where it fits in.
Oh,
like,
sure. Cool. Let's start a race war.
I don't get it. Was never explained that she had that.
I think the worst part about this OC is the fact that she has black outlines than blue outlines that just don't work together.
She actually purposely did that to give her more of a dead look.
Ugh, it looks gross.
It looks like she's trying to give it more of an ethereal feel to it, like she's.
But then just
like...
do it with the hair too. Then.
No, I don't.
Because it looks like she's just fucking floating around with a wig on. Oh, spooky, scary ghost. Oh, it's a gross wig. Ah, I'm really more scared of the wig. Your beauty fashion is terrifying.
Congratulations on that one there, Mitty.
I do agree to some, like, a certain level, though, that the blue around the coat does definitely give it, like, that sort of ghostly kind of etherealism, if I put it, look, and the mane and stuff doesn't really have that just because of the black outline. I'm not sure what color would fit the best. You could try just the same color as on the pony, but...
I'm not gonna lie, when I heard you say that she took a prank too far, I thought she hatcheted herself on purpose.
No. Oh, God.
Hey, guys, check this out.
And then the ghost pony appeared, and she looked something like this. Wow,
that was a good prank, right, guys? Wait, why am I dead?
That was really scary. Oh, shit.
Oh, yeah, by the way, she eats pony flesh.
Gross.
Of course.
Oh, me too. We should get together and share recipes.
Oh my god.
The glowy eye thing is really cool. The glowy inside tongue, it's all very, like, it has that inner light coming out through it, like a ghostly inner light. I thought that was pretty interesting for me anyway. I do like this aura, this ghostly aura, but then again, yeah, that thing does come up with the flat outline, and it just kind of destroys the whole feel. So that's the only thing I would say is change the outline on the mane and tail. Honestly, I don't get the mouth tail thing either, but I'm assuming it's like one of the alternate pony races, and they're just like, why not? Let's make it the alternate race for whatever reason.
But yeah, I am agreeing with Commander on the fact that I don't understand why she's a butt mouth, because it doesn't make any sense with the story. It's not like it even played with her character either.
She doesn't even. She barely uses it. Like, she does, but just not that much.
So why bother?
You could have just made it like a ghost thing that follows her.
Well, I mean, if it's just like the pony in life was the alternate race and then died, is that right?
Oh, yeah, like, and if that's the case,
that's what I'm thinking it might have been. But if the person also didn't like annotate that in their description, then they probably should.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, just like, 'cause I didn't see that.
So basically, explain the mouth tail. Is it the race, or was it something to do with the death? There you go.
Because you could make that some like cool deathly thing, but just
when ponies die,
at least some explanation is necessary. Well, I mean, I think that this is a pretty cool pony. I mean, it's a sort of like general story, but it works, and I think that it works really well with this pony, and the pony looks cool. I'd switch that one outline. I also love that the blood is also glowing. It's brutal.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
And her tongue.
I rate it spook out of 10.
Cool. Well then, moving on to the next OC. We rolled a 1. So that means it's my turn. I brought to the party Viscer the Decomposing.
Viscer the Decomposing.
Yeah. So pretty much, this pony, when they were alive, were, I believe, a mortician, or they were working as a mortician apprentice, and just as to kind of ascend from apprentice to like an actual mortician, they had to do this ceremony where they had to like sorry, I should preface this a little bit. So they live in a town, or this pony originally came from a town that's just west of Ghastly Gorge, outside of Ponyville, like far off from Ponyville, but like it's in another town, but not too far. But anyway, so he lived in a town way off, and he worked as an apprentice to a mortician. And how they dealt with the deceased is that they cremated them in like this large spire, and they had to light the fire for the incinerator, I guess, or somehow sending them off, or blah blah blah. It doesn't really describe that much, but to ascend from just an apprentice mortician to a actual mortician, he had to. His master told him to plan a funeral, get everything situated on it, and light the fires or the funeral pyres, so that they could take care of the body. And so after he did that perfectly, and how he got his cutie mark, he went off into the Everfree Forest to find other places and go work other places and see how other villages deal with their deceased, or how they grieving process, blah blah blah, yada yada. And on his way to the while traveling through the Everfree Forest, he was chased by a bunch of timber wolves that he then fell down this big giant hill. And the trauma from it caused his slow and timely death, which is kind of interesting because it's like, okay, how does trauma from being chased by it, unless you mean like actual physical trauma of like falling over and getting like massive concussions and cuts and bruises and whatnot, that kind of makes more sense, I guess. But
down to a fall
of it,
and down deep in treacherous hills, that trauma of the fall.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway,
no, he just went home and he just started having an alcohol problem.
Exactly.
I fell.
So, and as he sat there, he started dying. Well, the Everfree Forest magic kind of reanimated him, but it wasn't like right away. So it kind of happened after some of the decomposing happened. So he came back and he kind of renamed himself Viscer. But that he didn't know who he was, or he didn't really know anything, so he just kind of like,
he was like
found out through like mouthing
name.
random. Yeah, he kind of did after like mouthing out weird noises. He's like Viscer.
Man,
yeah,
that'll
works.
be my street name. No,
And then
Viscer the Decomposing. I'm cool now.
and then he
It's pronounced Vizier.
Or Vizier if you're using the
Vizier.
French pronunciation,
whatever.
which apparently is
Like
the
one of the
correct
first
one.
names.
Viscer.
Okay. Vizier.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then he added the decomposing to make it more intimidating. Like I said, he has no recollection of his death, and he doesn't even know his name and all that sort of weird stuff. So he's apparently a very happy and hyper, but he's kind of, even despite how friendly he is quite evil and cruel, and he kind of is happy about torturing people, which is like, okay.
Great at parties.
So he's super like ghoulish, and I imagine him quite cackly. And there's a bunch of other information about him. Despite being a very real threat and being categorized as a villain, he does have some serious flaws that often detract from his threat level. Because he's decomposing, he actually sometimes pops off a limb, and he kind of is slowed by that fact, and he has to like go back and retrieve it, so to speak. And it's kind of silly and dumb, but it's still a flaw. So yeah,
What does his cutie mark mean?
his cutie mark is two alchemical symbols.
Mm-hmm.
The light colored triangle is the alchemical symbol from fire, and then the darker like 4 marking is the alchemical symbol from decompose. I think that says, yeah. decompose, so fire and decomposition, I guess. So, yeah.
So what's
From
the
the
special
whole-
talent there?
Being a
the fact
cremator?
that no, because he was, a cremator. He lit fires, and he is decomposing, so...
But he wasn't decomposing when he got the cutie mark.
Who says it's the same cutie mark from when he was alive?
Well, if that's a thing that happened, then you should state that in the description.
I'm pretty sure it is.
Well, he was still a mortician, so people still decompose when they die, regardless.
From what it's...
So is he just... So his special talent is decomposing people?
No, his talent has to deal with the fact that people decompose, so he has to use fire to dispose of the bodies. Through cremation.
I like it.
Soren likes it.
Yeah,
Why
what's
can't
wrong
you
with
be
you,
on
Minnie?
board?
Why can't you be on board with this cutie mark?
I'm just
Yeah.
saying. I'm just like...
Peer
I'm
pressure.
always gonna
Peer pressure.
I'm always going to question cutie marks, because when it comes to cutie marks, people like to use symbols and, like, psychological... Oh, this represents this. When it's supposed to be your special talent.
Well, I mean,
It's
Well,
the
it
thing
can't
that
be
you-
a literal thing. It can't be a literal thing. You can't always have a literal
Yes,
special
but
talent.
it still needs to symbolize your special
I
talent.
mean, this has to do with the
It
fact that he did work at...
does.
I mean, because he got it for, like, doing his ceremony to become an actual mortician.
Which actually brings up an interesting point. Does a mortician have that be the challenge to pretty much make people get their cutie mark and prove that they can be a mortician? Or did he know that after completing this goal, he would get his cutie mark? The mortician would know that Viscer would get his cutie mark.
I like his flesh and how the flames are a little bit more like... They're not like flames, they're like flames. Like, it portrays death a little better. This sort of subdued, like, way toned down color scheme. And the sort of blur on the flames, it's not as clear, it's not as bright, it's not as colorful. It portrays death and decay much better than anything else.
Yeah, it's sort of ghostly.
It's not like a tangible flame, like something actually burning.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's an ethereal flame. Wow.
Exactly.
Where do these ponies get these luscious manes?
No!
You gotta kill for it, son.
No, apparently you gotta burn bodies for it.
Yeah.
One thing
Kill.
I find to be interesting is I wonder if he just did this like because like his like jaw kept fucking up, but it looks like he has put like things in his jaw to keep his skin attached to his jaw. The
I don't
underside
know.
part.
Yeah, that flap of
That's
skin
what I
that's
was
still
thinking.
there. Makes sense.
It's gotta suck to have your mouth open at all times.
Shut up. I also like how he's got this very skin and bones look to him. They did that very well, especially with the rigid, like you can see his spine through his skin. So they portrayed death very well with this
Yeah,
character.
you're right. You're right.
The decomposition.
Yeah, and like
Having the little nub of the tail.
the rotting ears and whole ears and like shit. Like they portrayed death very well with this.
So yeah, that's partially the reason why I like this pony. Moving on to our final good OC for this episode, we have Mary Bobo.
You mean
Or,
Mummy
sorry,
Bobo?
hold on. Mummy Bobo, which I don't entirely approve of that name.
Well, you can go fuck yourself because I made it.
Okay.
Ah,
Okay.
Minnie, tell us about the OC.
Alright, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I brought this OC on mainly because I really like her design and I thought it was really nice and really creepy. I just, the witch, she looks awesome. This is like a creepy pony, in my opinion. She's got these fucking metal looking horns with like this, her head, it's so awesome. Looks like she's wearing a mask, but it's not a mask, it's like her face. She just looks like a witch, a monstrous witch.
Burn her.
Also, look at her hair.
Is that her hair?
I don't know, and that's what makes me go, oh. I really like her outfit in general looks nice. Also, her hooves are, like, they're split at the bottom.
They're cloven.
They're evil. They're evil looking. She got, I didn't even notice that she has 2 horns.
Does?
She's a pair of overhorns and underhorns.
Those are earrings, I thought.
I'm not sure. Like, I really like the design aspect of this OC. This is like, I really love the design here because like there's so many things I could play around with here. Like her crown, like the little thing around her head that goes out into the horn. That could either be an actual horn on her face, or it could be a crown that links to this robe area that looks like her hair, but that could also just be like a silk like cover for her head.
So lots of room for the viewer's interpretation.
Yes.
Pretty interesting.
Do you have some things to say, Mummified?
Fucking coloring, and it shouldn't be left into people's interpretation. We deal so much on this show about actual exact versions of it, and if this is supposed to be some sort of like fucking surrealist idea where you're supposed to come to your own conclusions, it doesn't work for an actual character piece.
And
then.
I did just doing a little bit of a thing that is not a real horn. It's stated in her description that it's not a real horn. And that she's also a deer.
So that explains the tiny hooves.
Yes.
Is this supposed to be an MLP OC?
Yes, it was submitted to us at least.
It says an MLP character.
Okay, fantastic.
So how is it? So is it like?
Okay, then that actually makes a lot more sense for a deer.
Also, I like how it looks like her outfit. Like, I think she's pure white entirely, and she's wearing a very witchy outfit.
Pure white's bad.
Well, I mean, not pure white, but white.
Okay.
Like, she doesn't have black on her coat. She's just wearing a very extravagant outfit.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a cloak.
I like it a lot. I like this OC a lot.
Really?
It looks nice.
The question I have is, I could use a little bit more backstory because
definitely.
Witch is like
Amy.
Witch is kind of usually associated with magic, and if the horn is fake, does it work? Is it like imbued with some kind of power, or is this solely like an alchemy witch, like working with herbs and potions and shit like that?
Is there distinctions?
Is she malevolent or benevolent? Like, there's so much that I want to know just based on this piece.
I have to say though, I like agreeing with Medi. I really do like the design of the outfit. I think it's really cool. I think I do like it makes sense having the fact that that's a fake horn. I think it would have been a little bit cooler if it was a real horn, because I'm trying to understand how it works with it being a fake horn. But having it so that it has this horn that sort of like is connected to this headdress that sort of just drapes back and just covers like her like whole head or pretty much except her like neck and like the back of her head and stuff like that. It's really cool. It gives me like it does give me a sort of creepy like witch kind of feel. So I picture that this character would not be a benevolent character, but that's just the vibe I'm getting.
Her face seems kind of one of regret to me. It looks like a look of regret. Or you could interpret it as her mouth kind of curls up at the edges. Maybe it's like one of those, like, it looks almost like a little bit of a smile, so maybe it's like one of those, I don't know, like devious looks.
Come hither stare?
Yeah. It's very interpretation oriented.
One thing I'm wondering is she, because there's obviously chains and bars around her, so is she like captured or in like a prison, or having the gems on the spine is also pretty cool.
I wish they weren't this hot pink though. That's the only thing. The gold works.
I'd say it's more fuchsia.
The gold works, but I don't like this
colors.
I don't like this pink. Solely despite Mummified, this pink.
Yes.
The gold works, but if it was maybe like, I'm trying to think of a good color that goes with red and black besides red and black.
It's red, black, and white OC, guys.
Yeah, you could make the gems white.
Are those?
No.
Are the pupils, or are the eyes blue, like a light blue?
Yes.
They're
The
like
pupils are light blue.
They're like glowing with fierce magic. It looks really awesome.
Well, it sort of
Her,
looks like
her eyes are so closed.
Looks like the whites of her eyes are really blue, and then like she has white pupils.
That's also an interesting interpretation.
I think her her whole eye is supposed to be like blue glowing and then having the white around the eye, because if you look at the one just slightly to the right, or the right eye, or when we're looking at it, right eye, her left, I guess, you can see the little bit of white off to the corner.
Yeah.
It looks.
And I don't know if that's supposed to be a reflection or if that's supposed to be her eye.
It seems as
know.
if she's looking down and to the left, because the smaller slits seem like her pupils, and the bigger white looks like the actual white of the eye.
Again, coloring.
I like coloring. I have a hard time staying inside the lines, though.